like, I can't control the conditions. I can only control how I run into them. And to another vlog. It is Sunday. It is very windy, as you probably saw this morning. So far this morning I have just gotten up, had a very slow morning. We went and did the grocery shopping, and now I'm just about to do some stretching and a little bit of activation work, because I'm going down to have a race today down at UQ. I'm going to run a 300, a 100 and a 200 in that order. Hopefully they will run to time this week. I am pretty excited because I do have the new Maxfly Spikes, and so I think I'm going to have a race in them. I've still packed my old Superfly Spikes just in case, but I'm going to get there early enough that I can do a couple of run-throughs in them, and if they feel comfortable enough, I'll have a race in them, hopefully at least the 300. So right now I need to leave in like maybe an hour, so I am going to get changed. I need to braid back my hair and then get changed, and like I said, just do some stretching and some activation, and then we'll be on our way. I do need to stop along the way. I think I want to put some more petrol in my car just so I don't have to worry about doing it on Monday or Tuesday. And I also need to buy an energy drink, because when we were in the grocery shop, seriously, they didn't have any Monster energy drinks. There was just like a gap in the shelves where they would be, and I don't really like any others, so I will just pay an insanely large amount and buy them at the petrol store. So yeah, I'm just going to do some stretching now and get changed and get organised to leave on time. Hey guys, so I thought I'd just give you a quick overview of the Nike Air Zoom Maxfly Spike. So as you can see, it does have the two Air Zoom unit pods at the forefoot of the spike. It also has a full carbon fiber plate through the midsole, and it does use the Zoom X foam, which is now making its way into lots of sneakers. Sitting next to the Superfly Elite 2 from last season that I wore, you can see overall that the shoe does sit a lot higher off the ground, which just helps you with that explosiveness and helping you cover the ground more. So I'm really excited to wear them today. So I have just arrived at UQ. I don't know if you can hear, but it is really, really windy. Like, I think it's gotten even more windy since this morning. So it's going to be interesting. I think the way it's blowing too, it's also a headwind into the front straight. So that's totally what you're going to want in the last 100 meters of a 300. But anyway, you know, like, I can't control the conditions. I can only control how I run into them, and I will just go out and execute my race plan. But it was a pretty okay trip down. There was a couple of slow spots on the highway. I'm not really sure why. I was a bit worried there might have been an accident. I usually do try and keep an eye on the traffic, just so that I know if I need to sort of leave a bit earlier to take into account any accidents or other delays, and there wasn't any. And then we had these couple of slow spots, and I was thinking there might have been an accident, so I was a bit concerned. But nope, they were just slow spots, and I got here on time. And so now I've just got 5 minutes to get myself organised, put my shoes on, and just wander into the track. One of my training partners, Leon, is running in the 400 hurdles. So I think I might just catch his race. It depends on whether or not they're running on time or they're running behind. They definitely won't be running early. And then just see Russ and then start warming up. So let's get to it.
Your own style, that's just slang for you, ain't got it though. Talking like you got it, that's a problem, I might let them know. Freeze you like I'm Elsa, so my let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Head to toe, said you got your own style, that's just slang for you, ain't got it though. Talking like you got it, that's a problem, I might let them know. Freeze you like I'm Elsa, so my let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Never know, talking like Geronimo, get dropped down like some dominoes. Blues and greens and pinks, I got a lot of those. Yeah, you know, talking slime, I can't relate to snakes, I see a lot of foes. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Head to toe, said you got your own style, that's just slang for you, ain't got it though. Talking like you got it, that's a problem, I might let them know. Freeze you like I'm Elsa, so my let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Head to toe, said you got your own style, that's just slang for you, ain't got it though. Talking like you got it, that's a problem, I might let them know. Freeze you like I'm Elsa, so
before I end this video, I do just want to give a quick update on my races and what Russ and I thought of them. We were really ecstatic with all the races. The 300 in particular was really brilliant. I basically equaled my PB in horrendous conditions. The headwind was swirling, which meant that started the race and it was a headwind, and there was like, I got a brief reprieve from it around the top bend, and then I finished off the last 100 running into a considerably stronger headwind than what the first one was, and then backed up for the 100 like 15 minutes later, and I ran just a little bit quicker than what I'd run the 100 a couple of weeks before when it was my first event, so we were really happy with that. I ended up hanging around for about 90 minutes for the 200, and I think they must have mucked up the seedings. Generally in like inter-club meets, you get seeded on your personal best or your season's best time, And as you saw from the clip, I was miles in front. In fact, I don't even think the cameraman realised I was there for the longest point in time, because the race seemed to focus on sort of the inside lanes, and then suddenly I just came into shot. So that time wasn't super quick. I've run faster times in training, but honestly, after 2 really, really hard races, even with the recovery, I'm still really feeling it. So Russ and I were just really happy that I managed to run 3 races and pulled up well after them. I did a big session on Monday. Yeah, Monday after it. So the race was Sunday. I did a big session on Monday. It was 300s on 2 minutes recovery. And then Tuesday I pulled up fine to do gym. So we're really, really happy with that. Before I do end off this video, I do just want to give you my thoughts on the spikes. So as the Olympics are happening now, you've probably seen said spikes on many, many athletes' feet. I know there's been a lot written and said and guessed about them. Some athletes who maybe don't have access to these spikes because they're sponsored by a rival brand, I know they're unhappy with them. It's not necessarily the carbon plate which runs all along the bottom of the plate, of the shoe rather. It's more around the air pods here. Look, honestly, my experience in wearing them, I liked them. I was a bit nervous in wearing them. I thought, you know, like that there's an AirPod there, like, and you're quite elevated off the ground in comparison to the Superfly Elites that I wore and raced in last season. And yeah, so it is a bit nerve-wracking. I was worried that I'd fall over. I haven't hurdled in them yet, but in terms of running, I ran the 3 and the 100 in them, and then I just put on my older spikes for the 200. I really liked them, as I said. Do I think they gave me an advantage over athletes who didn't have them on? Well, I was the only person I could see at the track that day wearing them, and I won all 3 of my races. So on that fact alone, you could say yes. But as with the Alpha Flies, you know, you have to have done the work. I have, and I am putting in a lot of work in this off season. And, you know, we're just dotting I's and crossing a lot of T's. So I do genuinely believe it's more the hard work that's producing these like really good times so early in the off season, and not these shoes. But having said that, I definitely did notice when I came into that final 100, like anyone who's ever run a lactic-based event knows that that final 100, it's hard. You struggle to hold your form, and that makes it harder. That combined with the lactic acid makes it harder to run fast. You do tend to, you know, sort of tread water in the same spot. And that's really why at training, you know, my coach and I are working so hard on nailing that technique so that it does become like second nature, so that when you are under stress and you are tiring, you know, rather than leaning back and losing momentum, you are still propelling yourself forward. I think I did notice them in the 300. Definitely, I was able to keep myself in the position I needed to keep myself in to keep moving forward. I definitely saw on the video I was still pulling away from the race at the end of the 300, which is what we want. We don't want anyone catching up to me, because that's how, well, firstly you lose, but if you keep moving forward, you run faster times. But having said that, you know, looking at the conditions, I knew that I was going to have a really strong headwind in that last 100. So I had mentally prepared myself that from the 150 mark to the finish, I was thinking to myself, you know, be strong, be tall, lean into the bend so that you can use that momentum off the bend down the front straight. So look, I don't know, but I like them, and I'll be continuing to wear them and use them. The thing I did comment to my coach is that they are a very aggressive shoe. Like, they keep you up on your toes moving forward, which is what they're designed to do. So I said to him, I probably wouldn't wear these a lot in training. I think you could do a lot of damage to like your calves or potentially your Achilles. So I would only really use them for very key sessions, and maybe in our sprint things only 1 or 2 reps, and then go back to the Superfly Elites. So as my older Superfly Elites wear out, hopefully they keep doing newer versions of them, or at least newer colors of them, so that I can keep a pair in my training arsenal. So that's the end of another video. Thank you once again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon in my next video.